Hello, and welcome back to the Hollow Knight Let's Play. Last time we did Crystal Peaks, got the C-Dash and the Soul Nail, and now we're here in King Station. We're gonna go get the double jump. And then after that, once we actually have the double jump, I will have to decide whether... I'll have to decide whether or not we want to go get Yzma's Tear right away and just get all the movement options out of the way, or if we want to... come back and do Watcher Knights first and then do Yzma's Tear. I haven't really decided yet, so I think we're just going to play that by ear. Alright, so we just gotta make our way down here. Sorry about that. I think I just hit my phone. Or, not my phone. I think I just hit the microphone. I apologize. If you hear it. Ow. Fuck me. Ah, shit. Well, that's what I get for trying to be clever. Damn. They're fucking me up. Annoying little bastards. Give me one moment, I gotta make sure I didn't knock anything important off the mic here. There we go. Alright. Let's try that again. Yeah, I thought I could be clever and kind of... Fuck me. I'm having a rough time with the platforming today. Hope that's not gonna be a recurring issue this episode. But yeah, I was trying to like speed past them and failed miserably. So. Oh, yeah, he's gonna get me. I was just thinking, oh, I'll just heal real quick. No. Well, very rough start to today's episode. Let's hope that's not indicative of how this is going to go when I have to go fight the Lost Kin. And down we go. We're gonna go grab the map and the bench. Oh no, we can't. We can't grab the bench because we need the double jump to get to it. We're gonna grab the map. Oh, I apologize. I'm supposed to be reading this too. Can you tell I'm a little out of it right now? But we got the map. So we're going to the bottom left. I didn't even see him there. Whoops. Alright, well, be prepared for a stupid death on Lost Kin while I get my bearings here. It seems very likely. We're gonna grab this bench. And this is why we needed Crystal Dash. Cheeky fuckers putting a spike wall right there so you'll run face first into it. And now we go. Now we have to do a little maze area to get to the Lost Kin. And there's gonna be a bunch of dudes spitting stuff at us. We don't have to kill them necessarily. Some of them I'll kill out of convenience. Some of them we'll just bypass. Like this one, we're just gonna kill him. Fuck's sake. That one always gets me. Ouch. Just gonna bypass him too. I don't believe we need to go down here, but maybe there's some geo or something. Ah, there's a simple key. Ouch. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We're gonna open up this shortcut just so if we fail here, we don't have to go all the way through the maze again. We'll just cut right over. And that's pretty much it. Here's Lostkin. Okay, so this version of him is called Broken Vessel, but I hate that one. Oh, got me. Usually if you get far enough away from him, like right here, yeah. Huh, I honestly expected a first-time death. So Broken Vessel is the weaker version. Lost Kin is the version you can fight him in the Pantheons and when you use the Dream Nail on his remains. I'm just used to calling him Lost Kin because that's the version I've been seeing on my Pantheon runs on my main account. This version of him actually gives me more trouble generally. Because he does that attack where he stands still and he like slowly shakes his head back and forth and causes those like fireball things to come loop up from the ground. He doesn't really do that when you're fighting him in the other version. Or if he does, I'm fighting him at a point where I'm just out DPSing him and constantly knocking him into his stun that I don't have to deal with it. that I don't remember really seeing it in that version of him. He's faster and more aggressive with his nail, but you have the Shade Cloak by then. You can just dash through him, so you don't have to worry about jumping over him. And like, he punishes you if you jump at the wrong times because he'll jump into you, you know. Yeah, so we got the Monarch Wings, just gives us the double jump. But yeah, I find the Broken Vessel to actually be the harder fight. See, double jump. And we can jump, dash, double jump. We can double jump, then dash. So, gives us lots of maneuverability. But yeah, just the Broken Vessel version of him, despite being fought earlier and has less hit points, I find him more tricky because he's got more... I'm trying to think of like the game mechanic name for like what he does. Like, it's not area denial, it's... He more often denies you safe spaces to stand still in the map. Whereas the other version of him is just a lot more aggressive in melee distance. So, like, I'm more comfortable fighting somebody and occasionally dodging an attack coming from one direction than having to, like, dodge things coming up from the floor. I'm not a big fan of that attack. I'm not good at bullet hell games, and it feels like it's like they've introduced a bullet hell game element to a game that's not really built around it. I'm not a big fan of it. And I have repeatedly, even recently, died to Broken Vessel on, like, you know, the first run while getting my bearings for the fight. Because it's just a little bit different than the stronger version. The Lost Kin fight. And I have a lot more practice doing the Lost Kin with full upgrades and full powered nail, unbreaking strength, all that stuff, than I am with Broken Vessel at a lower level. Excuse me. But all's well that ends well. We got what we needed. Got the double jump. We're gonna go all the way back. Not doing any exploring right now. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna go past the White Palace. So this is where we gotta go to get the true ending later on. We have to come back here. Ouch. Once we have 1800 essence on our dream nail. But for now, we're gonna unlock this hidden station. And we're going to King Station. So now the question is, because that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, I hadn't really given it much thought yet. Do we go straight for Yzma's Tier in the waterway, or do we go do Watcher Knights now? I think I would rather do Yzma's Tier. I think I'd like to get all my movement upgrades squared away. And then start knocking out the Dreamers. We really do need to upgrade our nail, though. Like, the amount of hits it's... Ow, shit. The amount of hits it's taking me to kill some of these guys is way too much. Excuse me. I am making sure that I lean away from the mic when I'm coughing, but I do know that it still gets picked up pretty audibly. I do apologize for that. Anyway, we're going to the Royal Waterways. You can see I'm holding the Lumafly lantern. This is another place where you need the lantern to be able to see where you're going. Oh, no. This guy will sell you rancid eggs if you are in need of more of them. I find you tend to find enough rancid eggs lying around. But if you're somebody who's dying a lot in dangerous places, which is, you know, if you're new to the game, that's totally fine. I died so much when I first started playing this game. I mean, it's, you know, I have enough experience now where, like, I don't struggle with things that I used to. But, like, I remember what it was like to be a new player for this game, and there's plenty of... Oh, shit, he actually got me. There are plenty of difficult areas. And challenging bosses and stuff, especially before you learn them, where you might end up dying more often, and you might use through your supply of rancid eggs that you found. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, the whole point of these kinds of games is to just keep running, you know, ramming your head into the wall until you break through. Like, you do things over and over again until you learn how to do it right, and then you do it right, and you win. Like, there's no shame in struggling with it, because you'll get it eventually. Like, I am the fucking poster child of struggling with difficult bosses and then beating my head into the wall until I finally managed to pull it off, so I totally get it. So if you need more rancid eggs, you go talk to that guy. You can buy them from him. So now we gotta fight the Dung Defender. I hate this fight. Not as much as I hate the White Defender fight, which is the upgraded version. This version isn't nearly as bad, but it's still a fucking pain in the ass. I really fucking hate this boss. I think out of all the Hollow Knight like bosses and stuff, this has got to be one of my least favorites. Mostly because he has attacks like that you can't really see coming. You got to stay within melee range to hit this guy. Sometimes he dives down and it doesn't hurt you because he's doing that attack. Sometimes he dives down but it's an attack and he's diving into you, and it deals damage when he hits you. It's just like he has a distinct lack of tells for some of his attacks, and the White Defender version's worse. He's got other attacks that have no wind up, no signifier that the attack is coming, and then it just hits you. And because you're within nail range, because you're, you know, fighting this guy in melee distance, it kind of hits you without warning. There's not much you can do, so you just take unavoidable damage, and it just feels cheap. I think it's the only boss in this whole game that I feel like is unfair to the player. Like, it has attacks and deals damage in a way that feels like it's not your fault. I'm not saying that all of these are not my fault, but like me trying to heal when I should just be DPSing this guy, that's my fault. But this boss just has certain attacks that just feel unfair. It doesn't feel like I fucked up and now I took the damage like with every other boss. You know, that's kind of like the appeal of Hollow Knight. Like, it's a really well-designed game, and the bosses are super well-designed. I'm probably gonna fucking die here. Yeah. But yeah, like, the game is super well-designed, the bosses are super well-designed, and when you get punished for making a mistake, it feels like your fault. You know, there's a fairness to it. And that's what makes it feel good to play and to beat, because you win by, you know, your own efforts and you lose by your own failures, your own shortcomings. But, like, this boss, and especially his harder version, does not feel like that. It feels like sometimes it just does stuff to you that you couldn't have avoided and punishes you just for playing the game, and that doesn't feel right. Get the Defender's Crest. It's a useless charm. But we're going to flip this switch here, which is going to redirect some acid. It's going to open up an area for us so we can go get Yzma's Tear. But yeah, especially White Defender, the upgraded version of him. Oh, wrong way. We gotta go back down and... Oh, shit. Bumped the mic again. We gotta go back out and then down and to the right. But yeah, like the White Defender version especially, he has this attack where he pounds the ground and he makes these like walls of spikes shoot out in either direction. There's no wind up to it, so he'll just initiate the attack and it will hit you. And if you're not on the other side of the screen when it starts, you don't have enough time to dash through it. That's not like saying like, oh, there's a little bit of time, but you have to be like superhuman. I mean, there is literally no time to react to it if you're within nail range. It just hits you, and hits you for 2 masks. It's fucking brutal. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like, I failed to dodge this attack that I should have dodged. It feels like, the game just decided I should lose 2 masks now. Like, it's bad design. Whoever designed, I have a bone to pick with this fucking, with the design of White Defender and Dung Defender. Whoever designed that boss, they failed in their job. They've designed a shitty boss that does not punish you for your ability to play it, but punishes you for playing the game. I think it can serve an important lesson for game designers of what not to do with a boss, especially in this kind of game. So it has value in as much as it can be a good teaching lesson for what you shouldn't do in a Metroidvania. But it is not a good designed boss, or a well-designed boss, I should say. And like, I have fought the White Defender more times than I can count doing Pantheon 4, and it continuously just infuriates me how bad it is. And just how unfair it is to fight it. Like, oh shit. Nope, that's acid. I don't know. I know I'm going on like a fucking diatribe here over this one boss, but I think the reason that it stands out to me so much is that because no other boss in the game is like that. The other bosses in this game feel fair. They feel like when you get hit by them, you fucked up and you're getting your lumps, and when you beat them, you earned it, you know? White Defender just feels like, did I get lucky enough on the RNG to not get hit too many times with his unavoidable attacks? And did I manage to out DPS him before he could kill me with his unavoidable attacks? No? Then fuck you. And that's bad design. That's just a terrible design. And then you juxtapose it with all the other bosses in the game that are well designed and challenging but fair, and it just kind of, it makes the difference more stark, I guess. It makes it stand out more as a bad thing. And like, yeah, nothing is perfect. No video game is perfect. You're gonna have a bad boss here or there. You're gonna have a poorly designed area or a stage or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, just because this game is otherwise so polished and good, it really makes it stand out when something is fucked up. Ouch. Anyway, Dung/White Defender rant over. I'll let the issue drop. It really gets on my nerves. And every time I have to fight him in a playthrough, it just brings it all back. A lot of frustration buried there. Anyway, here's Yzma's Tear. Consumed Yzma's Tear. Acid shall be repelled. Swim in acidic waters without coming to any harm. So, does what it says on the tin. Oh, and that's Yzma, by the way. She is a plant thing now. Lets you swim in acid. This is required to get to the second dreamer, Monomon the teacher. And is also required to go to a few areas for completion of the game as well. You need it to get to cross the Lake of Un. To go visit Un. You can actually meet Un later. But yeah, so we got that. And that's really all we needed down here, for now anyway. There'll be more to do in the waterways when we're going for completion, but right now we got what we needed. We got all our movement options, we got double jump, and we got Yzma's Tear. So now, we just need to get the fuck out of here. Ah, what a surprise. It's not often I receive visitors. It's been so long, ages even. I just hope my manners haven't left me. You've no doubt sensed my affluence. You're right to guess. I'm renowned amongst the upper caste of Hollownest. Well, I was, once. Have you met them, my former fellows? That's them outside, their bodies shambling around all mindless and empty, and I'm still alive to witness their pathetic demise. I'm just so happy. Fate can be a wonderful thing. Yeah, she's a little nutty. But here we are. We're back in King Station. Now, the reason I'm coming back this way, actually, I might be mistaken. Hold on. Because we could go do the Watcher Knights and Lurian the Watcher. That's his mask you see right there. Monomon is here, though we have to come down from the Forgotten Crossroads to get there. Because we're approaching Fog Canyon from a different angle than we did when we passed through it the last time. And Hera the Beast is down there in Deep Nest. Hera is the only of the three Dreamers that doesn't have a boss protecting her. So she's the easiest one to kill, but getting to her is the hard part. You have to go through Deep Nest. However, the reason I'm considering doing her first is because you have to go through Deep Nest. And in Deep Nest, we can fight Nosk and get a Pale Ore from beating him. And we can upgrade our nail, which I would like to do before I do the Watcher Knights, just because it's going to make it go a little quicker, and the Watcher Knights fight is annoying. It is a difficult fight. It's more so difficult when you're not able to out DPS the rate at which they animate. You fight multiple of the same boss in one go until all of them are destroyed. You start with one and then two, and they replace themselves as they die until they're all gone. So the fight is easier the more damage you can deal, because you can just kind of beat them down, but the longer you have to spend in the arena dodging them, the more likely you are to take damage, and the more likely you are to get killed. So it's easier to try to out DPS them. I wouldn't mind upgrading my damage a little bit. The alternative would be to go back to Crystal Peak, to climb all the way up to the top, and then go up further where we couldn't go before, now that we have the double jump. And at the very top, we can get a Pale Ore. That would be probably easier than going through Deep Nest and doing the Nosk fight. It does put us out of our way a little bit, but it does guarantee us a Pale Ore if we go do that. Plus, while we're in Crystal Peak, we could maybe grab the Shopkeeper Key. I don't remember exactly where it is, so like if I happen to find it, I'll grab it. If not, it'll be a thing to do post bad ending episode. I mean, we're coming up on about we're at 28 minutes now. We're almost at a half hour. So I think we're going to call this an episode here, and when we come back, I'll either have decided to do the Crystal Peak Pale Ore or the Deep Nest Pale Ore. If we do the Deep Nest Pale Ore, then we will just do everything. We'll go to Deep Nest, we'll kill Nosk, we'll get the Pale Ore, we'll go find Hera, kill Hera, and then come back. If not, then we'll do the Crystal Peak Pale Ore and then go straight to Watcher Knights next episode. So that's the plan. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.